What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. Today we're going to hop on here, do a quick rookie Dynasty mock draft, Superflex, tight end premium. We're going to get that set up on the Sleeper app. Going to get you guys all in here. Let me know, can you guys hear me? Is the sound good? Is the connection good? How are we doing today on this Wednesday night? How are we doing, fellas? Slightly late, Brock. I'm slightly late. I say this all the time, but like usually whatever time I put like in the thing, whatever time I schedule these for are like pretty tentative. But how are we doing? Let me get this where it needs to be. I'm gonna fire up the mock on the side real quick here. And we'll hop into this. Nate's hitting me with should do a Dynasty startup. To be honest, I don't have time for it, and I just put out a Dynasty startup mock draft that nobody watched. I'm just joking around, but nobody watched. I think it was a bad thumbnail. Also, starting to post consistently again, so I am expecting to have some hiccups in the road. But literally dropped a startup mock draft with people from the Discord on Monday. Go check that out if you want to see a startup mock draft. I don't know why I'm forgetting how to talk here, but we're gonna do a rookie mock. I'm gonna put the link in the chat here in a second. If you're in here, say what's up, drop a like. How are we doing? You said you're doing great tonight, Brock. I know you watched it, Brock. You're the man. You're the man. All the subscribers and like Discord members and stuff that I care about most likely saw it, but just in terms of like YouTube, kind of putting the videos out into the algorithm, still some hiccups. But like as I said, to be expected. I was really just joking there. But like I'm just trying to cycle through these so I can do like ideally I would do a rookie draft, startup draft, or just a normal redraft draft like once a week. I just looked at my videos. I did a startup on Monday. I did a normal draft before that. So let's do a rookie draft today. But all right. So let me set this up and stop just talking about nonsense. It's gonna be a lot of rambling today, guys. We're gonna do a rookies only draft, not third round reversal. 60 seconds. We'll do 12 teams. Roster settings. We'll just do a bunch of Superflex spots. We'll do 4 Superflex spots. So we'll do 4 rounds. Boom. All right. I think that looks good. And I like to do these linear. Snake. I know your actual draft is going to be a linear, so it doesn't snake, but for the sake of doing a mock draft, like it's not fun if the 101 can just have the first pick in every round. I don't know. If I'm on an island with that, let me know, but I feel like for a mock draft sake, when we're all just, looking at the players on the board and picking the best player possible, I think it's just more fun to have it be a snake. So like, cuz the 101 could just take like his 101 and then his 2, like he just gets the best team. I don't know. Am I out of bounds for saying that? I even think might as well put a third round reversal on it. We're not going to do a third round reversal. I think it's a little bit over the top. I'm not expecting this to fill super quickly, so I'm going to drop the link in here, copy invite link. I'm going to randomize the order and we'll start it once it's filled. And I'll put the yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brock. Snake is more fun for a rookie mock draft. And I know in real life it's a linear. I'm completely on board. It should be linear. But for a mock draft, like it's like the 101 just gets the first pick every round because it's not like he finished last in our fictional league or our mock league. All right, so we're going to drop the sleeper link here. Join here. Boom. All right, so there's a link. We're going to we'll put this here. Boom. I think this looks decent. Sleeper changed something. Usually you'd have like, so this is your team, your queue. Instead of like having it like, usually you have to cycle between the 3. But okay, we'll put this here. I think this looks okay. I guess we can raise this up. No, let's not do that. Maybe should I zoom in a little bit? I don't know. I just don't like how it's looking on the screen right now. I think that's somewhat fine. Maybe I'll put my head up here so it kind of connects everything. right. So I dropped the mock draft link in there. I'll answer some questions while I'm getting this all figured out. Actually, I need to let me drop a. Should I drop this link in the Discord? Should I drop it on Twitter? By the way, Discord's free to join in the description. Dave, you're saying nah, you agree. Snake over rookie. Or Snake is the best. You said you misunderstood. I was also gonna reach out to you and say thanks for joining the Patreon, brother. I saw you join last night after the thread. Let me know if you got any questions of how to get set up and all that. You said no one has teams where a bad team has the one-on-one. Said in your skill OZ. All right, so this is the spot where I start to wonder if I should. All right, so we'll drop the link in a couple places real quick. Why not? We'll copy the link. Put in the Discord. Brock is trying to make me cry on stream right now, mentioning the Jets almost getting Tyreek. We were very close. I was literally on the edge of my seat for like 2 hours, and then it came crashing down within a matter of like a minute. It's insane. It's nonsense. Here's the thing, though. I don't want a domestic violence guy, bad character guy on my New York Jets. That's not how we play New York. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me switch out of here. I'm gonna drop the link on Discord real quick. But I don't want a bad guy on my team. That's not what I'm about. I'm like halfly joking. Look, like these guys are paid to be gladiators for a living. A lot of them have very screwed up past. A lot of them come from very broken homes. Not to explain away any, like not to make excuses for them, but it is the nature of the sport. It's a very violent sport. A lot of these people came from bad places. All right, so I'm gonna @mock boys, but we don't want character guys. We don't want bad character guys in the New York Jets. We're a good football team. We play football the right way. We don't want anything crazy on our team, dude. That's why we didn't even move him. We didn't even flinch for Deshaun Watson, man. Again, I'm half joking. I'm 20 years old, man. I really don't have the credentials to speak on any of that kind of stuff. So we got 4 more people we need in here. I'll put this on Twitter real quick. How many? So we need. Okay, I think we're full. We're actually full. We didn't even need to put it on Twitter. You guys are the best. We actually got some people in here. All right, let me change the title real quick. That's my bad. So Dynasty rookie mock, Superflex tight end premium. Boom. So we'll go rookie mock. It should be only rookies. I don't know. There we go. I should think everybody. Let me just make this rookies only. Let me also tell the Discord right now. Like I sent them a link to this and didn't tell them what the hell they were joining. So I'm gonna tell them it's a rookie mock and that it's going on the channel. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, check it out in the description. Free to join. All the fellas are in there. All the tier 1 members of this channel are in there. Rookie mock going up on YouTube, streaming it now. All right, let's get this thing rolling, fellas. What do you say? You said considering what the Finns gave up. I think I'm gonna make a video tomorrow, kind of with my take on everything in terms of just like all the moves that have happened. All right, so let's randomize the order. I see you guys saying some stuff in the chat. I'll address the concerns in a second. Oh, we got the 3rd overall pick. All right. Sure you want to start the draft? Yes, sir. We are starting, fellas. Our rookie Superflex mock draft. I figured it'd be fun to do this. I did just lock in the rookie rankings on the Patreon. So I kind of want to see kind of how things shake out, how you guys value certain players. There are some guys that I'll talk about when I pick them that are, I would almost call them pet players at this point, guys that I really, really like. And I'll probably rant about them for a little bit, kind of explain my point of view on them. Wow. Very nice of you guys. Let me have Malik Willis at the 103. I'll take that all day. I actually recorded that video today. So I put I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was insane. Sleepers making noises, but put out a really good thread today on Malik Willis. The quarterback model loves Malik Willis. I love Malik Willis. Explained in depth there. And then I also just recorded a video today that's getting edited, and it'll be up on Friday or Saturday, where I just profess my love for Malik Willis for 20 minutes and kind of explain, my thoughts on him. But I love him. He seems like a lock to go top 10. He's a Konami code upside type quarterback where I see him. He's an imperfect prospect where he is in the same bucket of guys like Lamar Jackson, like Josh Allen, like Carson Wentz, where on paper their stats in college weren't great, and it's much more projection where it's rushing upside and they look good on tape. I'm including film grades in this model, so a lot of really cool stuff that I get into on there. But Malik Willis is, I was saying, in a vacuum, I think that he would be my 101 if ADP had Breece Hall and Malik Willis right next to each other, but because they don't, I'll take Breece Hall. Now I've been neglecting the chat here. Dave, you said you think they'll draft a wide receiver in the first few rounds. I believe you're talking about the Jets, and I'm going to say yes, they will be. I think they will be. I could see. I've been hearing like Drake London as early as the 10th overall pick. Not super big fan of it, but happens to the best of us. We have Walker go 106. We have Jameson Williams go 107. I've seen a lot of noise like Jameson Williams to the Chiefs. If with this Tyreek news, I think that they will be targeting a wide receiver, so that'll be really interesting. So we have Coral go, Spiller go, Pickett go, Olave, Pickens, David Bell, Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson. That seems like the range where a lot of those fringe 1-2 wide receivers go. I'm also surprised to see Sam Howell go so late. I'm not even that high on Sam Howell, but I think the market seems to be higher on Sam Howell than I am. He didn't come out great in my model. If he goes first round, I think that he'll be decent, but I didn't find adjusted yards per attempt, which I know is a really common stat to use in models, but I didn't use it, and that's where he kind of shows up really well. But yeah, he doesn't come out as amazing for me. So we go Coral, Spiller, Pickett, Olave, Pickens, David Bell, Watson, Dotson, Howell. Hate to see Ritter go. Ritter is probably one of my favorite second round values right now. I have Ritter in the same. If he goes first round, right now he's projected to go first round. I have Ritter in the same tier as Pickett, and I have him ahead of like Howell. I don't see the upside in taking Carson Strong. He's a statue. If I'm going to take a statue quarterback, like a guy who can't rush the ball at all, in terms of Carson Strong, I would prefer a guy that is like super, super prolific. A guy that can go top 10, like a Mac Jones, a Dwayne Haskins. Those guys aren't even great prospects, but if I'm going to take a swing on a quarterback that has zero rushing upside, I'd hope for them to be a very prolific passer. Yeah, you said hella early for Pierce. That is pretty early for Pierce. I know Pierce actually came up pretty well in Lance Zierlein's film grades. I think that he's like a top 5 running back for him, but I agree. It seems like he's a fringe day 2 guy, probably like a round 4, round 5 guy. I know that he's just a Florida guy, but he does kind of remind me of like a LaMichael Pirine, where he's just kind of an inconsequential running back out of there. Now, I think we're going to get one of my favorite players that I want to make a video on very soon, Sky Moore. Sky Moore is very, very, he is a very solid prospect. For a guy that is from a small school, he is the best small school wide receiver in my database since Corey Davis, but he looks different than even Corey Davis was a senior when he declared, right? So he didn't early declare. He graduated from school. He went to the NFL, and that's a somewhat of a red flag. We want players to be so good that they're undeniable that they declare early. Now the problem is that Corey Davis went to, I think, Western Michigan or Central Michigan. I'm going to say Western Michigan. And because of that, he went to a small school. And, this is third round reversal. I didn't mean for this to be third round reversal, boys. I did not mean for this to be third round reversal, but it's fine. It happens to the best of us, whatever. I think that's not a big deal. Now, what was I saying about Sky Moore? Corey Davis, senior. It makes a little bit of sense because you're at a small school. It's hard to stand out to the point where you could be an early declare, but Sky Moore being an early declare from Western Michigan is pretty wild. From a small school, early declare, broke out early. Like his profile is flawless besides besides literally competition, like the opponents he was playing and just the quality of his team and the people he was playing against, it really just comes down to draft capital. If he goes second, it seems like he's going to go second round. He's going to be a guy I'm high on. I think I have Sky Moore. I have Sky Moore around here. I think that I have him like right at the 1-2 turn. I have him the same. I think it's a mistake to value Sky Moore, not in this tier. Like Jahan Dotson, Christian Watson, David Bell, Pickens, Olave. I have these guys in a similar tier. Sky Moore needs to have some respect and needs to get put here. I'm sorry, fellas, but I had to speak up for my boy. I had to. So then Trey McBride, Tyler Algier, Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson's a fun prospect. It comes down to if he gets the draft capital that we want for him. Ideally, day 2. He kind of reminds me of like last year, like a Diami Brown. I know that people are going to say Rondale Moore, and that's fine, but Rondale Moore got second round capital. He's going to be like Rondale Moore with lesser draft capital, and I'm not super interested. Even though he comes out decently in the model, I don't mind having him as like a third rounder. I think right now I have him as like a mid-second. You said Sky Moore still on the board. That's really value. Yeah, Sky Moore, anything past like the 206 is a massive value. And it's why I'm honestly content with just holding on to my second. It seems like people are all over the place. Like maybe there'll be more of a consensus when we get draft capital, but it seems like people are all over the place in terms of how they value a lot of these late guys. Like I have Zamir White as a late second. I know Zamir White, that's not too far off. I know some guys, I know Dave said in the chat that he's taking Justin Ross mid to late second. I know a lot of guys are very high on Justin Ross. He doesn't come out great for me, but I understand that his profile is a little bit weird. EG3 in the chat, what's good, brother? But I do understand the Justin Ross hype because he did have an insane freshman season, like probably one of the best freshman seasons ever. In terms of competition, or in terms of like competition adjusted, maybe that was a little bit hyperbole, but you get what I'm saying. Now I'm trying to see who the next best player is on my board here. Justin Ross gone, Carson Strong gone. Of course, Khalil Shakur goes. Kyron Williams went. Brian Robinson goes. Okay, so we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel here, huh? But I get it with Justin Ross. His freshman year was really, really solid. Played alongside T. Higgins and really stood out. He would have been like a top 5. He would have been a top 5 wide receiver in this class if he didn't have that crazy injury, which really sucks, man. That injury sucked to see. I think he had like a spine issue or something. They weren't even sure if he was going to play. Man, there are some really ugly options on the board here. I'm going to go with... Oh, wait, no. I think that I have somebody... I actually really like John Mechie. I don't mind John Mechie at all. Now, John Mechie, he doesn't stand out anywhere, but he just has like a very... He has like a very meh production profile. But he played at Alabama, which I adjust for competition. So Alabama, boom. Bumps him up. He's an early declare. I believe he's an early declare age 21 rookie. I think he has like a decent breakout age, but if he gets like day 2 draft capital, he's a fun prospect. He has a lot of upside. As you know, a guy that just kind of, I think he was a decent prospect too. Was he like a 4-star, 5-star kind of guy? Dave, you said you weigh early production a lot. I can see that. I respect it. I actually want to tweak some of the thresholds next time I tweak the wide receiver model that weights early production even more. EG3, been a minute. How are you? I'm good, man. How are you, brother? What did you think of the Tyreek trade? I wanted him to go to the Jets. Was sad to see him not go to the Jets, but I will say he's not the best character person, so I don't mind, I don't mind him going elsewhere, but it does suck just to, get the false hope of, Adam Schefter and all these guys saying, oh, the Jets are in the race. Here's the thing, man. If Tyreek Hill can pick between the Dolphins and the Jets, 9 out of 10 times, any pro football player is going to not pick the Jets. All right, is Kevin Harris still on the board? I love me some Kevin Harris if he is. Oh, get me Kevin Harris in here. Kevin Harris is a really, really fun prospect. Show player card. Yeah, nothing really to show. But 5'10". I don't think that these measurements are even right. But he has good size out of South Carolina. He looks good on paper. He just needs draft capital, and I think that he's one of those guys that could sneak into like a 3rd or 4th round. We'll see. But he's not a bad prospect at all. I think that the film guys like him too. I'm still yet to kind of get the yards created stuff, and there's still some missing pieces for these running backs. But Kevin Harris is a guy that I do like a lot. I think he'd probably be my RB6 if he got like day 2 draft capital, which would be tough. Round 3 draft capital for anybody outside of, Brees, Walker, Spiller. I think that these guys all have access to day 3 draft capital, down to Zamir White, and then you're really praying after Zamir White for. I mean, Brian Robinson could. I think Brian Robinson could get good draft capital. I know that teams are going to love him. He's from Alabama. I actually don't mind the way that the 3rd round reversal is shaped up. It kind of makes things more fair. Like, even with the 3rd round reversal, I hate to say it, 21 Marshall, but your team's still looking rough compared to mine with Malik Willis. I'm sorry. If we're just running a 4-player rookie league for 2022, or a 4-player dynasty league with 4-man rosters, and you can't change anything, I would take mine all day. Obviously, I'm joking. That league type doesn't exist. He said, yeah, spine issue he was born with. Jeez, man. You said in the 3rd, I'll take a shot on someone who could produce in the SEC. Who are you talking about? In 3rd round, don't you have Talbert? Or are you talking about me, John Mechie? I don't mind him. So that's why I was so high on Rondale. That's fair. You said, I think I weigh early production more than age they declared. That's fair. I have a... For the model, I have it input, right? So there's 3 levels, and I call them age profile, where it takes into account early declare and draft age. Pretty much like the A+ is 20 to 21 early declare. Really not even a big step down. Like, I would call it like an A, right? In terms of like grading, would be age 22. I think it would be age 22 early declare. That's still not a big deal. It's age 23 and beyond, and non-early declare beyond is like the F grade. So as long as you're an early declare, and you're like I don't really have a big preference between 22 early declare and 21 early declare. I know some people do, but I don't see it as a big difference for me. Said Ford and Harris are great picks in the 4th. Doubt Ford lasts till the 4th come rookie drafts. Yeah, I agree. People were really steaming him early on in the process. I remember people saying that he was going to run really fast. I can't remember if he even did run very fast. But yeah, I do think that Ford is. I think Ford is fun in terms of these guys in the 4th. I think Zonovan Knight is very fun. I think there's even guys that weren't drafted that are fun. You said, so senior declare is a big deal. I don't know. It's never been for me. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, I'll break it down. But from what I found, like being an early declare and not being a senior, as at least for a wide receiver, it's a pretty big knock to not be an early declare, just in terms of upside and things like that. Now, it doesn't limit you from being a top tier prospect. But in terms of guys off the top of my head that were like senior declares that didn't pan out, I want to say Kevin White. I want to say Paris Campbell. I want to say maybe Laquan Treadwell. I can actually pull it up right now instead of doing this off the top of my head. You said we got 18 watching Run It Up with the startup. I would, but it's late. Man, you guys are going to peer pressure me. We do have 23 people in here. That is pretty big. I could. It's 8:30 though. I'm kind of trying to I'm not go to sleep. I'm kind of trying to lay down. Man, I'm going to say probably not today. Just because I want people to be able to watch this back and not it be all over the place. But I think I'll do a little like 10-minute Q&A with you guys real quick. I'll answer any questions you guys got. But the first thing I want to do, maybe I'll kind of look over the rookie mock in a second, kind of see who went a little bit higher than I thought, who went a little bit lower than I thought. But off the top, just looking at, I wanted to see the early declare thing. Now I think I'm gonna do one video a week, breaking down, or the next 3 weeks breaking down each model, and getting very, very nitty gritty in terms of like really, really getting balls deep into just the ins and outs of it. And I don't expect those videos to get a ton of views. I think they're going to be kind of boring, but I want to just document everything so anybody that cares can see. But let me see. I'm gonna order it by draft round. Yeah, so we'll see like the first round picks that weren't early declares. It's a tough look, like anybody like that gets drafted high that's not an early declare. I think that should work. Yeah, okay. So this is a little bit of a tangent I'm going on. I'll answer some other stuff. But list of first round wide receivers that were not early declares. We have these guys are really recent, but we have Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, Corey Coleman, Josh Doxson, Devontae Parker, Kevin White, Brashad Perriman, Phillip Dorsett, Tavon Austin, Kendall Wright, Justin Blackmon, who I believe would have been really good had he not been, dealing with some off the field stuff. Michael Floyd, I think kind of the same thing. He actually wasn't bad. AJ Jenkins was too young to really to know who he was. Demaryius Thomas obviously outshined those expectations. I also only have three wide receivers that qualify for elite tier. So at wide receiver we have legendary, elite, gold, silver, bronze, kind of like a Madden Ultimate Team. Only 3 guys were elite plus prospects that weren't early declares for me. I have Devonta Smith, Corey Davis, Demaryius Thomas. That's a decent list. You had Darius Hayward-Bay, Dwayne Bowe. Actually, Dwayne Bowe was pretty good. But yeah, it's a mixed bag. You have Paris Campbell, but then you also have Deebo Samuel, then you have Andy Isabella, JJ Arcega-Whiteside. It is a mixed bag. It's just not. It's a knock. It's not eliminate this player from the player pool. You cannot draft him. It's just a ding. That's all it is. You said got Najee and Gibson. You said got Najee, Gibson, and Akers in the 102. Are there any landing spots for Kenneth Walker to where you would take him at the 2 spot? I wouldn't consider him at the 2 spot unless if he got like, he'd have to go like top 10 in the NFL draft. It wouldn't even be landing spot dependent. It would be draft capital dependent. If a team says, we're going to spend a 9th overall pick on Kenneth Walker, then I could be into it. I know that sounds crazy, but I just feel that strongly about Hall and Malik Willis. You said Fournette, Juju 112 for CMC, Superflex tight end premium. Man, I think I make that move all day. I think I prefer CMC there all day. You said if either Green Bay... Why does this always happen? You said if Green Bay or KC drafts one of the non-top 3 wide receivers in the first 2 rounds, it's going to shoot them way up the board, like an Olave or Jameson Williams or Dotson. I would love it too. I think for Green Bay or KC, I think it would be very fun. Here's the thing. I think Green Bay and KC are dangerous for rookie drafts because whoever gets drafted there, it's going to shoot them up draft boards. And if that's one of my guys, I'm going to hate that because it's going to push them too far up. But I'm not a huge fan of Christian Watson or Jahan Dotson. So if one of them goes there and it makes people overdraft them, I would absolutely love it. But in terms of, dream fits, I would really like to see... I would like to see Jameson Williams in either of those spots. I'm actually not that low on Jameson Williams for a data nerd. I actually really like Jameson Williams. I think he's an interesting profile. I would love to see him on the Chiefs or the Packers. I would love to see Pickens on one of those teams. David Bell would be fun. Sky Moore would be fun. Wouldn't mind Olave. But yeah, Dotson or Christian Watson would be fun for them to go, or one of them to go there, just so they get kind of pushed up. You said, how does the Tyreek trade affect Mahomes? It's not great for Mahomes. I think Mahomes is still... I have a hard time saying that Mahomes... I don't know. I got to think about it, kind of see how the market reacts, but I think I've been a very firm Mahomes one-on-one guy, but I do think that Josh Allen now has a very compelling case over Mahomes with Tyreek gone. I mean, they're still going to have Travis Kelce. We'll see who they draft. If they, they move up, they have a lot of picks to kind of package up. Now, if they move up and get Burks, London, or Wilson, I'll be completely cool with it. But I think in terms of Dynasty, it definitely does. It does dampen Mahomes a little bit, but it's tough to say that just because he is on this, greatest of all time type trajectory where he's now been. They didn't win this past Super Bowl. They made a run. They lost to the Bengals, but I mean, he's just had so much success. And it's hard to say that he's not a good quarterback, and it's hard to say that Tyreek Hill directly affected it. But I think at the very least, Mahomes and Tyreek Hill get a ding. I think I'm going to actually. I was talking about it earlier, but tomorrow I'm going to sit down and kind of write down my thoughts on all of the free agent moves and the big trades that have happened, just to kind of recap everything, kind of give you guys my take on what's been going on here. Brock, are you just asking me Pittman ? Or are you just asking me for a take? I don't mind Pittman at this point. Who are some senior declares this year? Let me pull that right up. Let me see what I got here. In terms of seniors in this class, we have Olave. Olave didn't declare. Jahan Dotson didn't declare. Christian Watson didn't declare. Alec Pierce, Jalen Tolbert, Justin Ross. Though Justin Ross, you can really explain away why he wouldn't declare because of the injury. Calvin Austin, Khalil Shakur. The only guys of this list that I'm remotely interested in, I would say that I'm actually not that low on Olave. I think I'm probably lower than a lot of the guys who love Olave are, but I still think that he's a fine. I think that he'll be like a 112-ish kind of guy for me, which is I think that's fine. Jahan Dotson I'll be a little bit lower on. Christian Watson I'll be a little bit lower on. Jalen Tolbert. I will say Jalen Tolbert and Khalil Shakur as third-round picks, I actually don't hate them. Scott, you said super hard decision in my Dynasty League. Higgins and 21 for Elijah Moore and 10. I'm assuming this is a rookie. These are rookie picks, so 21 would be a late second, and Elijah Moore in the 110. I think in that scenario, I probably prefer Higgins, but it's very close. It's very close, and I might be interpreting that wrong. You said, is Malik Willis still the 102 in a 10 team without the QB scarcity? If it's Superflex and in your startup quarterback still dominated the first round, then I would still prefer him. Or you said wasn't Pittman a senior? Oh yeah, Pittman was a senior. That's my bad. You said feels Casey would prefer an explosive type player like Olave versus more well-rounded like Bell. Yeah, I agree. I think that they're going to be in the market for, Jamison Williams if he makes it there. I think Olave, like you said, I think Christian Watson makes some sense. I think a fun one if they want to kind of replace Tyreek a little bit more than they want to just have a really good wide receiver that they draft. I think it'd be fun if they got Calvin Austin. I don't even watch film, but I know Calvin Austin is kind of a similar player. Now, obviously, he's the Dollar Tree version of Tyreek Hill, and even then, I think that would be doing Tyreek a disservice. You said nobody can replace Tyreek's yak. Yeah, that's very true. It's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be really tough for them to. It's gonna be really tough for them to fill that hole. All right, I'm probably gonna hop off here at 8:40. So what else we got? Give me whatever you got. Your most pressing trade questions, whatever's on your mind. How are we doing? You said, is taking Walker 103 a reach? That's where I'm leaning. Also, if you're here, if I answered any of your questions, make sure you leave a like on the video. It's not really because I'm a whore for likes. It makes the video do better in the algorithm after this gets posted to YouTube. So leave a like. Helps the boy out a ton. We're struggling to get views here, but that's what I signed up for, taking such a long hiatus from posting. But a like would be plenty appreciated. You said, is taking Walker 103 a reach? That's where I'm leaning. Yeah, I think it is, but it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. if you watch Kenneth Walker and you really like what you see, I can't knock you for it. I think the earliest that I could convince myself to take Walker is the 106. I can't convince myself to take Walker ahead of Hall or Willis. I can't convince myself to take him ahead of either of the top three big wide receivers. But at the 106, if you want to take Kenneth Walker, I wouldn't look at you sideways for it. My concerns is he's a little bit undersized. He didn't catch the ball at all in college. But Kenneth Walker has a path to be a prospect I like if yards created comes out and he kills it, which I think is completely in the range of outcomes as a guy who a lot of film grinders say is a very good pure runner. If that's the case, then he'll look good in yards created and then I'll bump him up. But we're not going to get that info until like right when the draft happens. And if he gets first round draft cap, I'll be interested. But if he goes second round and his yards created doesn't look great, then I'm out on Kenneth Walker. You said, what is Elijah Moore standalone pick value, pick 5 through 7? You're talking about in terms of just like a first round rookie pick? It's hard to say off the top of my head, but I think it would be the 10. I think I would sell him for the 105 or better, and I would probably buy him for like the 106 or worse. I would say 105, 106 is probably his value. You said, what's up with Mims? He's absolute garbage. He's very bad. I can't believe the Jets drafted him. I can't believe that I actually didn't mind him at the time. That's part of why I even wanted to make the model, because I didn't know what I was looking at when it came to wide receivers. I thought Denzel Mims, because that was the thing where I didn't take into account early declare with Denzel Mims. He had like a sophomore breakout, but the problem is that he had the sophomore year that was good, and the rest of his years were like pretty average. And I didn't take that into account. I just saw, okay, he crossed the line once. He did it when he was young. He killed the combine. I'm into it. That's bad process. You got to weigh in terms of expectation, like if he has 1 year where he goes above it, but he has 3 where he goes below it, the 3 where he goes below it cancels out the top, if that makes sense. Have you found any news about Kamara? In terms of like his like legal stuff? Not at all. I don't know what's going on with that, but it seems like he's going to play. You said 101, 209, and Penny or Deontay and Judy in full PPR start 11. Man, that's a tough offer you got there. Man, and Penny or Deontay and Judy. Man, that's close. Also, how would you guys feel about I might do a series like maybe like once every other week or once in a blue moon where I hop on here and have everybody in the Discord drop their trade screenshots, and then, kind of go from there and just, go through, break down each trade. But I mean, the 101 is probably Deontay plus. The 101 is probably Deontay plus. So I mean, it's Deontay and a fraction of Judy, and then 209 and Petty for Judy. Let me look on Keep Trade Cut real quick, just what the market thinks about that. But I think I probably lean Deontay and Judy. I don't think it's enough. But I mean, like, just being able to pay Deontay and Judy for like the 101 does kind of seem cheap now that I think about it. So it's dead even on Keep Trade Cut. I imagine you probably made the trade. The trade was probably drawn up on Keep Trade Cut. Man, that's tough. I really do like the 101. You can talk yourself into the 101 appreciating in value. I think I prefer the 101 just because personally I don't value Jerry Jeudy as the wide receiver 18. If that makes sense, he's the wide receiver 18 on Keep Trade Cut. I have him near like wide receiver like 28, 30. So, I mean, if I could cash out on Jeudy at wide receiver 18 prices, acquire the 101, that'll probably accrue in value as we get closer to the draft. 209 and Rashad Penny. I think I probably do that. I think I do. I think I probably do that. I'll probably take 101 side. You're saying now that you mentioned all these senior declares, the only ones I liked as prospects were Debo, Pittman, and Devonta. I see why it's a big deal now. Yeah, it's a big deal, and ideally the rest of their profile needs to make up for it. Like Devonta Smith is still an elite prospect for me, and it's because the rest of his profile is so good. He had an elite film score. He went top 10 in the NFL draft. His final year was stupid in terms of production. So like guys can how can I say this? Guys can still be elite prospects in spite of their early declare status, but ideally they're an early declare, if that makes sense. Yeah, he got a huge KTC bump, Judy. He's wide receiver 18. The Judy cult is insane. It's tough. You said I'm coming around on Walker, not before Drake London. I can see myself taking Walker 104 after Brees Malik and London pending early to mid round 2 draft capital. That's fair. That's fair. Again, if you see kind of like he's not my kind of guy, but again, if you're out there and you see Kenneth Walker on film or you like his numbers, I can see talking myself into him because people like him. I think that he's like a consensus top 5 guy, and you know, running back is very scarce right now. Young running backs are very scarce right now. But that's going to do us for today. I appreciate all you guys that came out for the live stream. You know, next time we do a live stream, I'll probably do a mock draft or something like that, but we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think that this is going to be bad to watch back after it gets posted tomorrow. We'll see. I feel like I wasn't super sharp on the mic, but it's whatever. Again, bear with me as I kind of get used to being on the mic and, you know, commentating over mock drafts and other stuff like that. I'm kind of learning now that after some time off of, you know, consistently recording every single day, it's like a muscle. Rusty, man. My internal clock in terms of like I recorded the Malik Willis video today, and what should have been probably like a 18 to 20 minute raw, you know, video or before edits, it was like a little bit over 30 minutes. So still trying to hone that stuff in, but that's where we're at right now. I'm telling you guys, by the time that we get to the NFL draft weekend, I'm going to be prime. I'm going to be age 24 Saquon Barkley. Oh, wait. That's how old Saquon Barkley is right now. He's in his prime, and he's sick. All right. That's my Saquon Barkley propaganda for the day. I love you guys. Thank you for coming out. Expect, I think, 5 videos this week. But, yeah, as always, I love you guys. If you want my rookie rankings, all that cool stuff I talked about with the prospect model, that'll be down below in the description. Patreon.com/Ron Stewart. But if you don't and you want to go to the free version of the Discord, that's also in there. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.